On the 31st of January, one of WWE's most anticipated pay-per-views of the year will take place. The Royal Rumble is this Sunday, and I just wanted to give my predictions of the outcome of each matches, including the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches. The singles matches I'm actually excited to see are Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the last man standing match for the Universal Championship, and Drew McIntyre versus Goldberg for the WWE Championship. The last man standing is probably gonna be the best match of the night, but we have to see. But on the other hand, you have Charlotte Flair and Asuka defending their tag team championships against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. And then you have SASHA Banks versus CARMELLA for the SmackDown Women's title. Okay, let me not waste the time and let's get right to the predictions. This is probably the least anticipated match of the night. The most likely thing that would happen is Lacey Evans and Ric Flair interrupting the match to try to get Charlotte and Asuka to lose their championships. And as much as I want Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax to win, Charlotte Flair and Asuka are going to retain. And I just wanted to point out that Asuka being a double champion was not a good idea. I mentioned it before on my last video, short starting the main topic and explaining how she's making the Raw Women's Championship feel less important by not defending it on any pay-per-views. The Raw Women's Championship has been defended on every Royal Rumble excluding 2018, where the Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion was sitting at ringside. Anyways, Asuka needs to lose one of those championships ASAP. But my predictions is that Shayna and Nia are going to turn on one another because they don't have the tag team chemistry. They are a dominant team, but not the really strong like the Iconics of Boston have connection. So Charlotte and Asuka are going to retain their championships. I'm really excited to see this match. Carmella has really grown in the ring since her NXT or early SmackDown rookie days. The match they two had at TLC a month ago was really good and one of Carmella's best matches in my opinion. And since Vince McMahon is finally giving Sasha a long main roster championship reign, I'm predicting that Sasha Banks is going to retain by submission. And considering the match they had at TLC, this is probably going to be more interesting and more physical. And also considering that Carmella's PA servant or whatever Carmella calls him, Somalia Reginald, is going to cost Carmella the championship and maybe by distraction. This is a match everyone isn't so sure of. You got the powerhouse Goldberg who demolishes everyone in his way. And then you got the resilient champion who occasionally kicks out at one. This is really hard to predict because Goldberg has defeated everyone who was currently champion. And Drew McIntyre has defeated one of the most powerful and strongest superstars with the likes of Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, and he even defeated Brock Lesnar and The Big Show in one night. And the fact that Goldberg beat The Fiend makes me wonder if Drew McIntyre can actually pin Goldberg. But my prediction is that Drew McIntyre is going to retain his championship because there is no way Drew McIntyre is losing his championship this close to WrestleMania. After the match, The Fiend is gonna show up and beat the holy crap out of Goldberg, wanting revenge from last year's Super Showdown Clash. So this is gonna be a pretty interesting matchup and I can't wait to see it. This is probably the most anticipated match of the night. Roman Reigns is the most compelling and interesting thing on SmackDown besides Sasha Banks. At first, I thought we were really going to see Adam Pearce versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, but they were just trolling us. Kevin Owens will replace Adam at the Royal Rumble because he was injured. And the last man standing stipulation makes it even more interesting. But with all seriousness, last person standing matches are usually no disqualification. So it's basically gonna be 2-on-1 handicap match for Kevin. But despite Kevin always fighting no matter the cost, Roman Reigns would obviously retain with the help of Jey Uso. And we are not going to see this happen anytime soon. For the 4th annual Women's Royal Rumble match, there are a lot of favorites to win the match. You got Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Bayley, or possibly returning Ronda Rousey. People say that it's the simplest choice ever and that Bianca should win. But my favorite to win this one is Shayna Baszler. She has been on the hunt for the Raw Women's Championship ever since she lost at WrestleMania 36 against Becky Lynch. The original plans were for Shayna to challenge Asuka at Clash of Champions and win the title. But things changed. Shayna is probably one of the greatest NXT Women's Champion ever in my opinion. She won 2 of them and reigned at a combined 549 days. She would definitely make one hell of a woman women's champion. I don't think Bianca is ready yet. As good of an athlete she is, I don't think that she has reached that level of experience yet. But knowing WWE, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair, or a returning Becky Lynch would win. But if Becky Lynch returns, I would want her to win. But SHAYNA is the most realistic winner at the time. The men's Royal Rumble match is always really hard to predict. There are endless amount of possible winners. Seth Rollins has been taking a break to spend time with his child and Becky, and he might return to win. And as much as I love Seth Rollins and would love to see him win his second Rumble, I think Cesaro is the one who should win. He has been with the WWE for 9 to 10 years and has never once held a world title. I think WWE should stop wasting Cesaro's prime and give this guy his own WrestleMania moment. And since Edge announced his return at the Royal Rumble this past Monday night on Raw, saying that he needs to win the Royal Rumble and win back his world title that he had to give up due to a neck injury that he has been suffering from his entire career. It's going to be hard for Cesaro to win, and not to mention that AJ Styles has the giant almost beside him. AJ Styles might be a huge obstacle to overcome. Edge winning the Royal Rumble would be calling out, but Cesaro really deserves it. He's one of the strongest men in WWE and deserving. Some people will be mad that Edge didn't win, but that would be a stupid backlash because Edge hasn't been seen in WWE television since last June when he faced Randy Orton in the so-called greatest wrestling match ever. And not to mention that he was gone for 9 long years, so he should face the Fiend at WrestleMania 37 or whatever, I don't know. So those were my predictions. I hope you guys like them, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.